This out. As a man, you would try to control what you can control, like you control the controllables, and which you can't control, you don't worry about it. People say that, and I have a hard time dealing with things like that. Like for instance, I was I was praying to the Lord, and I was because I have a hard time. Like for instance, I'm gonna give you an example on something. Like I understand that this is God's world; He run it all, right? And I be having to remind myself, like, bro, God is in control. You can't control everything. But like, I'm gonna give y'all an example. It's like stuff could be happening in your life. Like, you know, you have to pay for things as a husband, as a father, as a head of household. You know you have to take care of stuff. And it's like when stuff pop up, you be thinking like I'm gonna just be honest. Something pop up like it need a repair or something need to be fixed and it's gonna cost some money. I be thinking, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. Instead of taking it to God, I try and figure it out on my own. And I'm not saying I'm trying to do that, but it's kind of like I'm not saying I get in a panicky situation, but for instance, I remember I was out of town with my family. And I've told the story a million times. Let me just use it as an example. We was out of town. I was out of town with my family. It was like 5.5, 6 hours away from home, right? And it was in the back of my mind, bro, rent a vehicle instead of driving your wife's vehicle out of town. And I didn't. And I got up there, and this is what I mean by when you get in a when you try and take matters into your own hands. So we way out of town. Told the story before. Just skip it if you already heard it. We 6 hours away from home. GM vehicles. The shift column is a cable connect to your shift column that connects to your transmission. At a certain point in miles, that breaks, right? Some vehicles break at 230,000. Ours broke at like 160. So we was leaving her auntie house. Um, put the truck in reverse, backed out the driveway, went to shift it to drive. It broke. Now I'm thinking transmission out, transmission out. Instead of let's get the truck out the street. Let's it's still running. It's stuck in neutral. Let's get the truck out the street. Let me Google shift column on Yukon is broke. And it would have led me to the video. It's a cable underneath the truck. Take a zip tie. If you don't have any zip ties, walk 20 minutes down here to the Dollar General. They got zip ties. Walk back. Turn the truck off because that muffler is right there. Let's turn the truck off. Let's go in the house. Wait about 30 minutes. And then I'm going to come back out here. Zip tie. Zip, and it's good to go. I didn't do that. When that happened, I literally pushed the truck out the side of the road by myself. I Googled it. Google took me to the video. I crawled under there, manually shifted it in drive, and my wife drove to the hotel. Now, my dumb behind didn't stop and say, Lord, guide me in this situation. I just instantly started trying to figure it out. I said, all right, first thing I got to do, I got to get another vehicle. So I went to the local airport, rented a van. All right, boom, I got us another vehicle. How do I get this back home? I have AAA. AAA, you get free towing up to 200 miles. I still had to pay out of pocket to cover the rest. Now, again, when you have a one-track mind of figuring it out, just getting it done, call AAA. AAA always connect you with the closest guys that can tow or fix your vehicle. She called me back. She said, I got two guys. She tried to find some people to get it situated. She called me back. She said, yeah, I got a guy said he can fix that truck. He don't have to tow it back to Mississippi, but He can come get it now and bring it back to his shop. I think this was on a Thursday. He come get it now and tow it back to the shop, and he have it fixed Friday morning. I'm thinking that we leaving Friday morning. I don't want Friday to get here and he say he got to order a part and I'm stuck down here to Monday. I said, nah, I'd just rather get it towed to the house. So anyway, guy ended up coming Thursday morning, put it on a flatbed, drove it 6 hours back to Mississippi. I had to pay out a part. That entire trip cost me $5,000. And we was just going out of town for a graduation and coming back. That entire trip cost me $5,000. Once I got the rental van and got the truck, because I didn't sleep that night, because I'm racking my brain. I didn't even go to take it to the Lord in prayer. Once the tow truck driver came and got the truck, put it on the flatbed, shipped it back home, and I knew I had a reliable van to get back home. It was a rental. I slept. And when I woke up, started Googling, watching YouTube videos. There's a video popped up, a guy said, yeah, my column did that, the cable broke. He said, and I just zip tied it. And I've been riding around 10 years with zip ties. Boom. And look, on the way to the airport in the Uber car, a guy told me, he said, yeah, man, you should get you a piece of wire and just wire that up and it'll never break. I was like, I ain't listening to that. That was God the whole time showing me. So anyway, something came up. I'm like, man, this gonna cost me this. This gonna cost me this. I said, man, screw it, man. I just have to. This is what I said. Because I don't know if y'all watched that other video, but I told y'all I have a few clients I'm planning on dropping at the end of the year. This is what I started telling myself. Man, I'm gonna keep them clients. Winter time hit, I'll probably go out of town, get a welding job, stack some money there, and then when I come back, and I said to myself, like, bro, you acting like you can't depend on God. When I was a single man, I bought this house I'm living in. I was a single man. I was 23 years old. At that time, I had a truck payment. My truck payment was $565. I remember moving in my house. I went broke moving in my house. And what I mean I went broke, when I moved in my house, I had to come up with $14,000. That was for down payment and closing fees. And then I had spent another $6,000 furnishing my whole house. And then I spent the last $1,500 I had. I spent $1,000 on the 60-inch. And when I went to work, I say that first 6 months I was struggling. And I wasn't struggling, but it was like, bro, I can't make it. Because I remember I had 12 more payments on my brand new truck. Wasn't brand new. I had 12 more payments on my truck. And this is around wintertime. It started snowing down here. And for like a month, I couldn't get nothing over a 20-hour check. And I remember this to this day. We was going through the winter. As a single man. Had a mortgage payment, truck note, normal bills. And I remember I had failed 2 months behind on my mortgage because we wasn't getting no checks. I was only getting 20-hour checks, and I went broke moving in. And all this happened in the first year. And I remember when I did my taxes, they're like, yeah, they're gonna give you, I think at this time they was gonna give me like $4,000 back on taxes. And I had owed like $2,500 and my truck was gonna be paid off. Took the $2,500, I paid my truck off. This is what I did. Took the $2,500, I paid my truck off. I caught my mortgage up and I quit my job. Went and got another job, started making an extra $400 a week. I went from making like $1,000 a week, went and grabbed this other job, started making $1,300 a week, started going up. That's when I started my business. And ever since then, the Lord has made a way. When I first got married, I struggled bad. The Lord made a way. The Lord has always made a way for me to survive and make it. And I need to sometimes stop, look, and really let the Lord have his perfect work. So I'm a work in progress in that area because I try and take things into my own hands. And I notice when I do that, I mess it up. So that's where I'm at. Work in progress, man. Work in progress.